What's up, everyone? Champet's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC 319, Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. A highly anticipated matchup. Very excited for this pay-per-view. Got a lot of bangers on it, and we're gonna get into it. I'm making this video pretty early because I might be like completely busy during this week. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way now, even though I'm not necessarily as like so set in stone in some of these matchups, but I do have some opinions which I'll absolutely get into. And since I'm also filming it early, I usually go over last week's predictions. Not gonna do it for this card because again I might be busy. So the card after, I'm gonna do all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but we can get into it. But first, what we're gonna have to get into, something you won't see in Tapology right now, but it's on the card. There are two fights on this card that people don't know about, unless you've been paying attention to the Ultimate Fighter. Ultimate Fighter has two fights, the bantamweight final and the welterweight final. And since I'm doing this early, it's kind of annoying, but the welterweight final is not confirmed yet. It's either going to be, I'm forgetting the guy's name, the Ukrainian fish tank owner, as I like to call him, and Matthew Dixon. What's the guy's name? Daniil Donchenko? Yeah. Daniil Donchenko and Matt Dixon they're the final for the welterweight. We don't know who wins that. And honestly, I couldn't even guess who wins that fight because I think it's actually a pretty good, fun matchup. So I'm not sure. And they're going against what's his name, Nascimento or Rodrigo. Oh goodness, I don't remember how to say this guy's name. Hold on. Rodrigo Cedzinado or something like that. I looked up some like pronunciation. I really should have known because I watched the show. I've seen his two fights and he looked all right in these fights. Good wrestling. He can wrestle, and honestly, like that could probably play a factor in the main, like the final. Donchenko, I believe, is a Muay Thai guy. He was like, you saw him in the weigh-ins with, my goodness, what's his name? Robert Valentin, when they was doing the elbow thing at the weigh-ins. That's him, the guy with him. But he's all right. I like what I saw from him in the show, and I think he's pretty all right. And Matt Dixon, sick knockout, and the first fight, I don't remember exactly against who. Like it's been a bit since I like watched it. I've not been paying too much more attention to the welterweights. I can talk a lot more about the bantamweights. But yeah, I can actually bring up Tapology for this stuff. Hold on. Here he is. Here he is. Boom. Rodrigo, this guy is the guy who's in the welterweight final, confirmed. And he's good. Like, I've not seen anything to tell me this guy's, like, bad. It's not like he's anything, like, wowing to me from what I've seen. But he's, like, quality, and he does what he needs to do to win. I think I saw, like, good fight IQ. In his last fight with Jeff, I don't remember the guy's last name. Was it Jeff Miller? Like, I don't, it might be something that basic, actually. I'm totally butchering names. It was on Team Cormier. Creighton. It was Jeff Creighton, the guy who got money from Chael Sonnen to fight the guy who missed weight. He fought him, and he fought pretty close, and I think Jeff's all right, but I mean, Rodrigo did what he had to do with the wrestling. And then I can look up the other fighters. Matt Dixon, which is pretty easy to spell. This might be the guy in the final. I'm not sure if he's gonna win. He lost the Contender Series to Kosei. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. But I mean, I've liked what I've seen in the show, and he's improved a lot. It's on Team Chael. And then Daniil, actually, let's Donchenko. Here he is. This guy could be in the final too. Muay Thai guy. I mean, I guess if I had to pick, I kind of have to go Rodrigo to win the final right now. But like honestly, I might change my mind just depending on what happens in the show. Like honestly, because maybe I see something else from like Daniil Donchenko versus Matt Dixon and be like, okay, I can see the vision. So I'll make a comment in this video if anything like that happens. But right now, I'm probably going Rodrigo to win, the Brazilian. Well, I think he was going against the Fighting Nerd that one episode, and he pretty much easily beat him. So something like that. But anyways, I don't have as much to say about this one, but I do have more to say about this other one. And the reason why I was making such a point about that like the second fight might change my mind is because of this matchup. We have Bopo, where's his name? Joseph Morales, who's in the bantamweight final, fighting Alibi. Alibi's a Kazakhstani dude. Because and now I'm saying that because I was super impressed by Morales in this first fight in Tough. I was like, dang, very nice. This guy's pretty damn good. And I still think he's good. He is good. He's UFC level, and he's fought in the UFC before. Like this were his wins and losses. To Figueiredo, I mean, whatever. And this is a split that maybe could have went to him. I didn't watch that fight, so I don't remember it. But I mean, the difference is when you're going against this guy, Alibi. This guy is a monster. This guy could be actually legitimately something in the UFC someday. Look out for opening odds on this fight. And if you do get opening odds, Alibi. I think those odds are going to skew towards him. This guy has an insane work rate. Daniel Cormier like outright said, "This guy, I've never trained with someone who works harder than this guy," or at least like maybe on Tough. Maybe he just means on Tough in general, but that still says a lot because he's trained with like really good dudes on Tough, on the guys he's had on this season, like with Bryce Mitchell, Brad Katona, other dudes on this show who are pretty good. Alibi's different, man, and I think this guy is the real deal and could be something in the UFC. This guy is the goods, I think. So watch out for this guy, Alibi. I think this guy is the guy to do some stuff in the final. I'm definitely picking him. I think he's gonna absolutely work. Morales, who I was impressed by his first fight, but in his second fight, he went against what's his name, Rodriguez, or it was a Mexican guy, oh my god, why did I say bantamweight? Flyweight final. I'm so sorry. I meant flyweights. These are flyweights. He went against, it was another Team Cormier guy, Imanol Rodriguez, who honestly, he impressed me, Imanol, because I thought he was like, in this first fight, he fought this Indian guy, and he's like, he just looked like just a boxer, not much else. And I think he is just a little too young. Like he's 5-0. And I think the show is going to be good for him. I think he's definitely grown a lot in the show because like I saw some grappling improvements in that, and like he took Morales' back. But I think like if you're taking Morales' back, like I think Alibi's just gonna maul. He's gonna put so much volume. It's not that Morales is bad. It's that Alibi's a monster, and I want to be with this monster. I'm praying for all right odds. If it's all right enough, I'm on Alibi all day. So there you go. That's it for the Tough final. Now we're gonna get to the fights that are on the card and are listed on the card. I don't know why Tapology doesn't have the flyweight final already, because that's already made, but it is what it is. So let's get into it. So yeah, it's not just an 11 fight card. It's those fights as well. Edson Barboza versus Drakkar Klose. I need to think this one over. I'm not crazy about like SI here. If I had to pick, I'm gonna go Barboza. I just think he's better. I worry though that it's at lightweight again, and that could play a difference because Barboza was at featherweight for such a long time. He's cut well. I don't know how he's made the weight so easily. Now back to lightweight. Maybe he's good for him, especially at this age of his career. I just think skill-wise, he's just so much better than Klose. But I can't lie. Like maybe Klose can wrestle him. Like it's possible. I'm not super crazy about it. I haven't taped this one super like extensively, so I'm not gonna act like I'm not super knowledgeable on it. But I am gonna go Barboza just first look. And if I have any change of mind things, I'll put it into the comments as well. So I'll just make sure that you guys know. King Green versus Diego Ferreira. I have things to say about this fight. Let me check the odds, because I'm not crazy about these odds right now, but I'm gonna be looking at ways to play this fight. I'm gonna go King Green. This is probably a big hot take. This is a hot take, and I'm gonna explain this hot take. I get it. CDF has been doing pretty good. Lost to Grant Dawson, no shame in that. Won against Mateusz Ronbetsky. That's pretty good, although maybe not as good because Chris Duncan did his thing, but whatever. Pretty good. And Michael Johnson, fair play. Although I will say, I was on CDF there against Michael Johnson. I put I don't know if I'd put that much money on him, but I put some money on him. I'll tell you what, that was an insane sweat. I think King Green can absolutely recreate that. I think King Green has enough ability to keep fights on the feet and just keep distance on Diego and pump out that volume. I think he could do something similar to Michael Johnson was doing, who was winning the minutes in that fight. I was thinking, Diego Ferreira is washed. He definitely isn't washed necessarily. And I don't even think King Green is necessarily washed either. His losses, Mauricio Hufi, who hits like a truck. He does. And he got head kicked. His chin is gone. It's just true. King Green's chin is gone. So I get it in that angle of like Diego Ferreira. I was like, he can chin him. He absolutely can. I'm not going to be able to go back against that. Paddy Pimblett. Paddy's not bad. Like Bobby kind of shot into him and to begin with to even get that like guillotine. Or it was not even triangle choke. What am I talking about? But weird sequence. I think Paddy's kind of nasty on the ground. He's pretty nasty on the ground. I get it. CDF is too, but I just don't think the fight's going to hit the ground. I don't think CDF's going to be able to do it. If it does, I think King Green's in trouble. I'll tell you what, if you think that, then fair play. I mean, Jim Miller's an all right win. I'm not crazy about it. Jalen Turner, I mean, no shame in that to me. And Grant Dawson, meme to be fair, but it's pretty good. But I think King Green can do a King Green classic fight. Bobby Green just boxing all day. What? And just head movement and not get hit by Diego Ferreira. I know Diego Ferreira is probably on the juice. I get it. And I know Bobby Green can absolutely just get sparked out. But I just think I think he's super live to win this fight. Like, I just think he's going to be winning till he doesn't. It's either he's winning the whole time, I think, or he just doesn't win. Just gets knocked out randomly or gets subbed from like getting taken down. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I think. I'll be looking at lines like decision only. So if we go to decision, no finishes happen. Who wins? Who wins the decision? Like, if a finish happens, I get your money back. What's the decision? I'm absolutely going to be looking at playing King Green like that. I'm hoping for good odds. Finish only is probably not a terrible way of playing Carlos Diego Ferreira. I will say that. But I think it could be like a little bit of a trap, and I think some people are like, "Oh yeah, CDF's he's been looking so much better lately." But I don't necessarily think he's gonna really chin Green, and I'm not sure he's gonna have an easy time getting Green down. He is an old guy himself, so, and he looked old against Michael Johnson, who's going to be presenting like a similar matchup to Green here. Give me Bobby Green. Give me Bobby Green to win this fight. Jaromir Sharp versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, the fighting nerd. This is the fighting nerd I like. Okay, there's a few. There's another one on this card I'll talk about. I like him too. I think Mikhail's gonna murder GM3. I peg against GM3 like almost every time, so yeah. Whatever. I'm so ticked off about that Edmund one, but whatever. I just think the physicality is going to be too different. It's going to be too much for GM3. I just think the physicality is going to be too much and just Mikhail nukes him. That's about what I think, and that's pretty much my breakdown. Am I crazy about the line? Let me check right now what the line is. Minus 230. Not really, because I mean, this is a type of fight GM3 can just get a meme. He can, but I do think he gets nuked more often than not. So yeah, give me Mikhail. I think he's gonna win this fight. He's getting older too. Jessica Andrade versus Lupita Godinez. I'm gonna go Lupi. I like Lupi in general. I think she's really good, but I bet her big time last time, and I felt great about it. It was against Pilastri, and I think with Lupi fights, you have to bet her in this way. She has to be fully better than her opponent in like all aspects. So you can't, if she does something really dumb, you'll be good, because like she's prone to doing that. She's prone to doing that. But like if she's better in all aspects, it doesn't really matter. The reason why I liked her so much against Pilastri is because with Pilastri, like she hits hard and stuff like that, but I think she can, like physicality wise, which is what something Pilastri really relies on. I knew Lupi was going to be more physical. And the wrestling was just there all day on Palastri. No problem at all with the ground game. And even the striking, I thought Lupi was just better. I just thought Lupi was cleaner and better. And because of the physicality being the way it was, Palastri is going to be moving backwards. That's why I loved her there. This fight, I'm not as crazy about Lupi. I'm not looking to bet her. Let me look at these odds, though, for Lupi. It's minus 190. I get it because of like the wrestling advantage. People are looking at the wrestling and Jessica Andrade's previous fights, like what Suarez, Silva, Jasmine. They're probably looking at that and being like, okay, Lupi can do that. And maybe she can. Maybe she can. But I'm not as sure. And even then, with Lupi, you don't know for sure what she's going to do. Maybe she's going to just strike with Jessica Andrade. I don't necessarily favor her there. I think Jessica can absolutely win the physicality battle and just punch Godinez really hard and hurt her. I think it's possible. I don't think Lupi has necessarily the wrestling credentials, or maybe not credentials. I mean, that's a little rude, but like I don't think she has wrestling pedigree as like Suarez. Suarez is nasty with it, and she's a pretty big girl herself. Lupi not as much so in comparison. So those things kind of scare me a lot. So I made my money off Lupi. So I'm gonna live and just probably stay away. I think Lupi wins. She's let me down so many times, but she's brought me up a few times, and I think I'm a little scared here, and I don't want to be a victim. So go Lupi, but yeah. Notice the Ruziboyev versus Brian Battle. This fight's at 185, which is interesting because Battle's going up. And wait, again, he used to fight at 185. Not like it's the first time here, but I'm gonna pick him to win by decision. I think he's gonna absolutely run through Ruziboyev, whose ground game is not it. It's just not it. Can you defend a Kimura? If you can beat Ruziboyev. It's like maybe he's making like changes now. He's at Philly, like the Philly guys with Sean Brady, Joe Pyfer, etc. But in this last fight against Stoltzfus, goodness gracious, you came close to losing that. And Stoltzfus did dumb things that fight to lose it. Like what could it? I don't think he's getting that much better really. Sure, he can nuke anyone on the feet, but probably like his gas tank isn't even that great either to begin with. I think Brian Battle can absolutely push at pace. I think he can clinch up Ruziboyev. I think he can get wrestling going Ruziboyev and just top time him. I love Brian Battle here. I think Brian Battle is really good. I've always been a fan of him. I always like to bet on him. I think he's gonna do great here. I think he's gonna do great here. I think this is a step down from Randy Brown. And maybe not Jose. But it's a step down from Randy Brown. I will say that. Like I know Ruziboyev's a big guy, but Brian Battle was 185 or 2. It's not his first time around, so he's fought big guys before. So I think he will be just fine and win this fight. I'm very likely gonna bet on him. Like, let me look at this line. It's even coming down. Yeah, give me Brian Battle. I like him here. I think he's gonna win this fight. Alexander Hernandez versus Chase Hooper. This is an interesting fight. I'm gonna go Hooper. I'm gonna go decision. I think Hernandez can maybe defend the subs, although sub maybe is possible. I mean, I've heard people this week say, "Oh, Alexander," or not even Hooper has better striking than Hernandez. I'm not so sure. I think I don't know. I'd probably still lean Hernandez, and like Hooper probably does need to get this to the ground. I do think he'll be able to. I think Hooper's just nasty. I think he's got all the momentum he needs. He's going at the right pace, fighting the right guys at the right times, and it's like, and with this, he's going to keep getting better and better. And I think it's just another step up, and it's the right step up at the right time. I think Hooper's going to succeed, take it back, put Hernandez in tough positions. I think Hernandez can be tough and last till the end. But yeah, I'm like super crazy about playing Hooper. Not necessarily, although it's probably better to play Hooper now than later. Like I don't want to get minus 300. It's like minus 285 now. Like minus 300 might be like my breaking point. I do think Hooper wins, although I am like a little wary. I feel like some random weird stuff can happen in this fight for some reason. I can't explain what it is. That all my brain tells me is like, yeah, Hooper should probably be fine, but I don't know. Hernandez could do stuff like that. Also, Hernandez's cardio is not that great, so There's that to mention. Cooper puts a great pace, so yeah. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. Give me Prates, bro. I think he's going to knock out Jeff Neal. I think it's going to happen. I think is it the first time he's been knocked out? I don't know. But actually, I'm going to look this up. I am very curious. Has Jeff Neal ever been knocked out? Let's see here. Has been... Oh, against Kevin Holland. My goodness. This was a while ago. No wonder I don't remember. But anyways, besides the point. I think Carlos Prates is going to knock Jeff Neal out. I think this is a great buy low spot. I was shocked to see the odds where they are. I don't know. I think losing Ian Gary is not a bad thing at all. Ian Gary's so good. People still don't respect the guy. Like, he's really good. Jeff Neal's not going to do anything. Maybe he's going to try to recreate what he did against Ian Gary and just not do anything and trying to hold Prates against the fence and not just get hurt. I think Prates is going to be trouble for him. I think the size advantage is going to help Prates a lot. He hits like a truck. I know Jeff Neal does too. But I think Prates is going to nuke him and sleep him out. Although I'm not thinking about it, Prates can be like a little hittable too, to be fair. So like, cause I'm trying to think back. I was like, man, Kevin Holland versus D-Rod. People got really burned there. Maybe it could be something like that where Prates gets sparked like that. Maybe under is better way to look at it, because I think he absolutely can knock out Neal. Maybe don't go as heavy on it as I was like, oh yeah, I really like Prates here, but and now thinking about it, it could be a little bit of trouble. I can see like something like that happening, but I do think Prates should win. I trust him a lot here. I think he should probably run through Neal. I not like Neal at all, if I'm being honest. I was only to even pick RDA against him. Ian Gary, I thought he lost that fight clearly. Shafkat, I mean, no shame in that. Luke, that was his best performance. Ponzinibbio, I don't even think he won that fight. I think Prates is pretty damn good. I think he's going to be a mainstay in the top 15, and he's going to be doing good work, and I think he wins this fight. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. Give me Garrett Cannonier by decision. I think this fight is going to be boring. I think this fight is going to be a wrestle fest from Jared Cannonier. I trust the MMA lab to be smart and know, yo, Cannonier, you can wrestle. You got down RoboCop pretty well when he got hurt. I don't think he's going to need to get hurt this time and be able to take down MVP. I think Cannonier's leg kicks are going to be there, and I think those are going to do great work against MVP. It might even hurt him. Like, this is a 185er right here. Like, I get it. Cannonier's been getting hurt. I get it. So, like, that's probably why people like MVP here, but I don't think Charles is that great to begin with, and I think it's kind of levels. This is a big step up in middleweight, in my opinion. Going from Shara Bullet Magomedov to Jared Cannonier. Cannonier's really good. I think he's going to get back on a win streak, and he's been losing to really good guys. Ashley Mavov, Kyle Baralho. By the way, like, he fought Baralho like 2 months after getting knocked out, or not even knocked out. Let's not be like that. Like, after getting hurt pretty bad, but maybe bad stoppage. But he got hurt bad against Nasruddin Mavov. Like, brain damage kind of thing. It's not good for you to be taking that fight. But besides the point, I think Cannonier is going to win this fight. I get the concerns about durability. I am scared too, but I'm willing to play it. I'm willing to play it a little bit on Cannonier because I think the wrestle fest is very, very live. He absolutely can do it. I think he knows he has to do it. Yeah, give me Jared Cannonier. He's good, man. He's still really good. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I don't get it. I don't get where people are coming from. Give me Kai Asakura. I think he can. Do I want to go by KO or decision? Is he going to be the guy to finally finish Tim Means? I'll say yes. One feels nasty. I can't do one. Round one. Come on. Tim Means like that. Tim Means is not Tim Means. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Tim Elliott. Slip of the tongue. Tim Elliott. I know who I'm talking about. Tim Elliott, I think, is really good, or at least he used to be. I think he's not the same guy anymore. What fight told me that? I know he's on a win. Like, he won against Sumo Darji, and he was winning against Chimaev on the judges' scorecard. Still, he wasn't. I don't necessarily agree. I thought that fight was 1-1 going into the third, even though judges had it that way. But besides the point, this fight, Victor Altamirano. It's not the Tim. Oh my God, I almost did it again. It's not the Tim Elliott I know. He's older, and I think this is going to be such a problem. I think Kai Asakura is going to be able to shuck Tim Elliott off. I think, like, I get it because his, like, wrestling's not as, like, great, but he just fought Pantoja. Like, come on. Cut the guy some slack. Pantoja's so good. Pantoja's that dude. I think Kai Asakura can absolutely nuke Tim Elliott, and it makes me sad because I love Tim Elliott. Great dude. Made some money off him in the past. And like this was a time when Sumadarji didn't have good takedown defense. He's improved so much now. He can actually wrestle now, Sumadarji, since he's like at Team Alpha Male now. I believe he's at Team Alpha Male now. I might be mixing that up, but he's gained wrestling and takedown defense, but in the grappling. But in that fight, he didn't have it. It's like you get him down, he's done. Against Chimaev. Chimaev was kind of working him at one point. I thought he was not doing so great, although he was competing well. No shame in that. But Chimaev also has a thing where he just not do as well sometimes, even though he's got all the talent in the world and he can make these crazy comebacks. We saw it against Jared Gordon Tim Elliott as an example, where he's about to lose the fight. Fieldho as well. He puts in a knee bar and still finds a way out. I can't get the Altamirano fight out of my mind. I think Kai Asakura is going to win this fight. I like him a lot, but at the odds, no. I can't at these odds. I need these odds to come down. I know there's a lot of Tim Elliott people believing in him a lot this week. I just don't think he's the same guy, and I think a younger Kai Asakura, who's still in his prime, I think is going to be problematic, like very much problematic for Tim Elliott here, and that makes me sad to say. Yeah, I think that's the case. If the line comes down a lot, like more and more and more, I'm gonna be like keeping my eye out a lot more on Kai Asakura to like maybe even play him. I think the UFC know what they're doing. They're giving an older Tim Elliott to Kai Asakura. This is a step down from Pantoja. Can you even wrestle at all? I think he can. I think he'll be able to do it against Tim Elliott. I don't think he does weird stuff on the feet. Tim Elliott's very creative on the feet, to be fair. Got to give him credit. I think that stuff can get him knocked out from Kai Asakura, who does hit like a truck. Yeah, give me Kai Asakura. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. This is a sick fight. I am so excited for this fight. This is probably my most excited fight for the card. I love me some Lerone Murphy, and I'm backing him here again. I will say, though, Aaron Pico is not these Bellator guys that are coming in like down in their prime, like Pitbull. It's not the same. Pico is in his prime. He's very good. I know he can wrestle. I am scared of the wrestling. I must not lie. I am very scared of the wrestling. But I think there's levels. Like Pico's not been beating like the best of dudes at all at like PFL and Bellator. It's not been great competition in my opinion. And I think Lerone Murphy is a big step up on a big stage. I have to back Lerone Murphy. I think Lerone Murphy knows what he's getting in here. Like I am worried about Lerone Murphy here because the wrestling. That's totally why I'm scared. But and like it's like a reminder of the Dan Ige fight, him getting held down by Dan Ige. Like he can get taken down. It's true. But I will say I think he knows what's coming in this fight. I think he knows Pico's gonna wrestle me. And because he knows, he's gonna prepare much better for this fight. And it's going to be more like the Josh Emmett fight where he's able to defend a lot of the takedowns, no problem. And even when he gets taken down, gets back up pretty quickly. So I trust Lerone Murphy to be able to do that and win this fight. I think he's a better fighter on the feet. I think he can put up more volume. He's a really good minute winner. You can trust him on the minutes. And yeah, I like Lerone Murphy. I'm not crazy about the short notice for either guy, but like I guess more so for Lerone since like Pico is already trying to fight Movsar, but Movsar fight fell out. It's a different matchup than Murphy, to be fair. Got to mention that. But man, Lerone's really good. He's well-rounded himself. I like him here. I think Lerone Murphy wins this fight. Give me Lerone. Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, the main event, the fight that most people are all waiting for. I'm very excited for it. I'm not as excited as most people are, But it's gonna be good, man. Like, look, come on. We've been waiting for this fight for so long. Khamzat versus Dricus, or maybe it's gonna be Kyle versus one of these guys. By the way, if Kyle makes weight for this fight, 3 weeks away, he has to fight Nasruddin Imavov. Tony Ferguson, 3 weeks before his fight against Gaethje was supposed to be Habib, did that same weight cut. Keep that in mind when we're talking about Imavov versus Kyle Barajo. Let's go Imavov. Anyways, I gotta get that on my chest. I think it's gonna be Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. I think Dricus is gonna win this fight. I'm gonna go Dricus. I'm gonna go late finish, but I can't lie. The more I've been thinking about this fight, the more I'm like, how can anyone really be that confident about either side? Like, there are people putting flags down, like, oh yeah, Dricus is definitely gonna win. Oh yeah, Khamzat Chimaev is gonna win. I like the more, like, I was like kind of more so on that Dricus, like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna win. But like the more this fight's coming closer, it's like, how does anyone know? How does anyone know who's gonna win? I think the Dricus Du Plessis is good enough to survive the onslaught from Khamzat early on, and I think he can pace him and fight him while he's tired. And like Dricus Du Plessis is one of the best in the world at fighting dudes while he's tired. It's him and like Fluffy probably in like the 185 division. I mean, that's just what I believe. I think if you want to bet Dricus, bet him live, bet him after he gets taken down the first time, because it's definitely going to be better. He's going to get taken down for sure. And then the odds are going to get much better once it happens. Like, maybe you go in a little bit pre on Dricus, just in case something like that happens. Like, maybe you can win, but like some random meme KO early. But live is how you're going to have to bet Dricus, man. Like, there's, I don't see why you would bet him pre. He's going to get taken down. And once he gets taken down, the odds are going to be like, they're going to burst a little bit at least. You're going to get at least better than, what is it now? Like plus 168. It's going to be like maybe plus 200 at least. So, I think that's the way you have to look at it if you're going to bet Dricus. If you're going to bet Khamzat, bet him before the fight for sure. Yeah, and I think Khamzat probably do good early. It's just, I think Chimaev is gonna get tired. I can't get that Usman fight out of my mind. I can't get all the stories out of my mind of like things that happened in the past with him, and like I remember like going to the Nate Diaz fight, him struggling to be able to go 5 rounds. I can't let it go. I think that's the narrative going in, and I think Dricus is gonna get to Khamzat. So. And I trust Dricus' heart. I think he knows exactly what he's getting into. He's gonna try to do whatever he needs to do to win. So he's that kind of guy. So give me Dricus Du Plessis to win. Not ultra confident. I will say that. I know a lot of people are ultra confident in that. Not me. So yeah, let's go through each of the fights on the card. The more significant strikes and more takedown bets I like. Let's go off the tough fights. More takedowns is probably for the welterweight final is going to be, goodness, how do you say the guy's name? I keep forgetting. It's Rodrigo. Rodrigo Cezinado. My goodness. I think more takedowns is him. More 6 strikes. I don't know. Alibi versus Morales. Alibi more 6 strikes. Alibi more takedowns. I like both of those. Alibi more 6 strikes. He's going to put so much work out there, and he's going to maul. Anyways, now to the card that's on Tapology. Edson Barboza, Drakkar Klose. More 6 strikes, I'm going to go Barboza. More takedowns, you kind of have to go close. I don't think Barboza's going to be going for any sort of takedowns anyways. Like, why would that be happening? Don't think that'll be the case. King Green versus Diego Ferreira. More 6 strikes, King Green. I like that actually a little bit. I think that could be pretty good and might actually be some pretty good odds too, because of how Green's been looking. More takedowns, probably Diego Ferreira. When is King Green going to shoot no takedown? He's not going to be shooting any takedowns, so it had to be Diego Ferreira. Jaromir Shart, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. It's the same thing here. More 6 strikes, Oleksiejczuk. He's going to be throwing a bunch, landing probably big on GM3. More takedowns, GM3. He's going to be the only one really going for any takedowns. I doubt if Mikhail goes for takedown, what are we doing here? Jessica Andrade, Lupi Godinez. Lupi Godinez more takedowns. I don't think Jessica Andrade will be going any takedowns on Lupi. Doubt it. More 6 strikes. I think it can go either way, but I'd probably lean Lupi too. I think she's just going to have the more volume. Nursing Arizaboya, Brian Battle. I think Battle more significant strikes, more takedowns because I think the fight gets extended. I think Battle is gonna be able to land a good amount of strikes on Brosselton in good positions, and the takedown's gonna be there all day. Ruziboyev's takedown defense is not good. Alexander Hernandez trails Chase Hooper. More takedowns, Hooper. Pretty confident about that. I doubt Hernandez is going to be trying to go for takedowns on Hooper. More 6 strikes. I think it can go either way. I guess I'll go Hooper because I think he can do damage with like elbows on top and do some damage like that. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates. I think Prates more significant strikes is going to be the case. I think he's going to be landing a bunch on Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal, I'd probably go more takedowns. I think he's gonna be the only one maybe willing to go for any wrestling whatsoever. But I'm not even that crazy about the wrestling, like the takedown bet, because I mean Prates has a little bit in his arsenal as well. So maybe, but I don't think he's gonna be going for that against Jeff Neal. Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page. Cannonier more takedowns. I like that a lot. MVP's not shooting no takedowns against anyone. That's not happening. More 6 strikes. I guess you have to go MVP because MVP just so clean on the feet. He does a good job not getting hit as well. So I guess that. But if Jared Cannonier gets a good position on top, that could change. Tim Elliott, Kaya Sakura. Tim Elliott, more takedowns. Kaya Sakura's not going for any takedowns. End of day. Kaya Sakura, more 6 strikes. I think he's going to be just landing a lot more. And he's going to be the one doing work on the feet. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico. Probably Pico, more takedowns. I don't think Lerone's going to be really looking for them this fight. More significant strikes. Lerone Murphy. I like his work more on the feet. I think he's going to be doing good work on the feet and landing a good amount of volume. Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev, more takedowns. I don't think Dricus is going to be going for that many. More 6 strikes. If you think the fight goes long, Dricus Du Plessis. If you think the fight ends pretty quickly, probably Khamzat. So, yeah. I mean, like a lot of those are pretty easy to deduce down. Like, striker versus grappler, that kind of things, that kind of dynamic. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the card. That's right now. If I change any of them, it's gonna be on the comments section below. By all means, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, as always, and you can check me out at BetMe.Tips, Champ Bets, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let's have a good one. Very excited for this card. Hope you all are well. Peace.